we're going to see now how Brad Olive is going to request access to a role, which is branch supervisor. And when he gets approved by the role owner, who is Eric Power, when he gets approval for getting that role, he automatically is going to get access to a particular account. In this case, it's going to be the BOLDAP account. How we define all these? I mean, you need to know the tool and know how to configure it, but everything that we did in here, as all the other demos, we did it without doing any coding. So let me briefly show you what we did here on the manage policies. We look at the provisioning policy we created for these, and the provisioning policies for the branch supervisor, which is in here. We click and see what is it that it says. It says, well, this is the name of the provisioning policy. It says which are the members. Well, members of the branch supervisor role, as you see here, role specified below. And the entitlement is where he automatically is going to get the access to the BOLDAP. That's what Brad Olive will get automatically when he gets approved for that role. Let's take a look at the role. The role is as we said before, is a branch supervisor role. Let's take a look at it. It's just the name, but important piece in here is who the owner of that role is, and here's Eric Powers. So we have a workflow defined that it implies that the role owner, which is Eric Power, needs to approve any access or anyone wanting to apply for the branch supervisor role. We can leave the console now, and we can go to the sexy looking, easy to use, very intuitive TIM51 GUI, and we're going to log in as Brad Olive. Brad Olive, put his password, and Brad, let's see what accesses does Brad has. Well, none whatsoever. Okay, so he starts with a clean slate here. So no access, and let's see what accounts does he has. He only has the iTeam account, which is what he's using right now, and he exists in the White Pages employee directory. That's all he has. But Brad is going to request access, and when he looks at the access he wants to request, he can put a text here, or just can click on search, and there are not that too many. He can see them in here, and this is what he wants: branch supervisor. So he clicks on it and requests access, and when he looks at his request, he sees that it's in progress. We see the email here pending sending notification. So let's go to the email system and see what notification Eric Power got. When we look at Eric Powers, Eric got a message just right now, 8:31, indicating that access to the branch supervisor role has been asked by Brad Olive, so he needs to approve that. Okay, he knows how to do that. All he needs to do is go to the sexy looking console. So we're going to log off from Brad Olive and going to log in as ePowers. Same as everybody, very easy to use, intuitive dashboard to request access. So Eddie put his power, and sure enough he gets an action needed in here, approve role name. He goes and say I approve this, and he can actually put some text here for the purpose of the stuff that gets logged for auditors to review if they want to. So when he clicks OK, automatically Brad Olive is going to get the access he requested. So let's go back to Brad Olive and log in, and we'll see that now it's not pending. When we see the access, actually we can see the request. But what we can go directly and see the accesses that he got. Now he got access to the branch supervisor, and guess what? By automatically getting that role, he got access. Remember that he didn't have access to he only had two accounts, iTeam and the White Pages directory, but now he had access to that BO or LDAP application. Now, this is a way of doing it by requesting access, but the manager or the business role owner, in this particular case is Eric Powers. Eric Powers has a view to the console that is not as complex as the one that we saw before. It's meant for managers and business role owners, which has a subsection of the big iTeam console. So he only had these options in here: manage roles, manage users, and those are the users that report onto him. But he can manage roles, and he's the owner of the branch. So we can here put branch or click on search, whatever we want to do. And we have here the branch supervisor, and he has the authority to add users. So he can, for example, go ahead and add let's say Ivan Turing. Okay, he's going to add Ivan Turing to that role. When does he want to do it? Immediately. Okay, and this requests no approval because he is the business owner. So it's automatically successful. So now Mr. Turing, if we log in, go into the self-help easy to use dashboard and log in as Ivan Turing. I do not think it's with an in at the end. Put his password, so maybe it's with a G. We see that he has some pending actions in here. He hasn't put his forgotten password information. There's a recertification approval that is overdue. But what we want to show right now is that he has automatic access to that POLDAP by virtue of having given that role. So this is the way that he gets the access by the role owner, which can be a manager, automatically going ahead and issuing that access to the person without the person requested it. And at the beginning we saw the request-based automatic provisioning.